providing you all the bars and flows, the grooves and tunes that you may possibly need, so that you don't get lost in the sauce. We present to you another episode of Positive Vibes Maybe. Please? Yes. How y'all doing? Sunday night, Positive Vibes Maybe. Got a special guest tonight. We're getting all into it. As the title reads, Philly Got Barz, and we're going to talk to the mastermind, the creative inspiration behind it, Miss Lawanda. You know, we're going to bring her on. She's going to tell us about really what inspired Philly Got Barz, the event, and, you know, put you guys down. So before we get to that, I'm just going to send a few invitations just to kind of get the room flowing to a few people that I feel may enjoy tonight's conversation. So to everyone entering the room, how's the energy? How are you feeling? To the ladies entering this room, you know, my apologies, you know, just as a man, I hated when I heard about the ruling for Roe versus Wade and just what it means on us, like y'all particularly, but us as a whole, you know, just scares me about the future of this country. We're going to address it on a further episode, not tonight, you know, but we're definitely going to touch that. To anyone that may be entering the room, as I said, how you doing? What's the vibes? What's the energy? Also, guys, head over to Fly 'em Out Smoothies for delicious smoothies created by yours truly. You know, I got all fruits and vegetables for you to choose from, as well as a little marijuana, because we got the marijuana smoothies as well. So tell a friend and tell a friend. And as I bring in my partner in crime, Jeide A-Track, and Miss Lawanda, hopefully Instagram is giving me, oh, there we go. Jeide, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good, fam. I'm doing well. How you living?
I'm good. Why is it giving me so much trouble?
Word up.
I guess. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sending out my little invites too. Just a couple. I don't want to send too many, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you. But how you been, though? How you been? It's been a minute. You've been on a little vacay, so, you know. How's your spirit? How's your mind? How's you feeling?
God's good, bro. God's good. I can't complain. I see what you call it. I see Fly 'em Out Smoothies is doing well, man. Congratulations.
Oh, yeah. You know, we starting out. We doing good. We doing good. Like, I'm not even going. I can only be so humble, but you know, like even trying to be humble is it's surprising me, like how well things have been moving so far. Like, so I'm surprised. I'm thanking God. You know, I'm thanking everybody that's supported me so far, and that's just enjoyed it. You know, the feedback has been great.
That's what it is. Y'all go out. Y'all support Fly 'em Out Smoothies. You near Gaines. What's up, King? Frankie got a plan. What up, King? The Divine Coach. What's going on, love? And our feature presentation / guest for the evening. That's Real right. Mission Inc. How are you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm good. Woo! How are you feeling, Jeide?
Listen, it's been a crazy couple of weeks between Doom Day and Juneteenth. And I've been out here in these streets.
I've been seeing.
They're going to start talking about me soon. Hopefully all good things. Yes, I met Vaughn at the comedy show. You were funny as hell, actually.
Oh, yeah, Vaughn's good people.
Yeah.
So, Miss Lawanda,
how are y'all doing?
I'm good. You know, I'm blessed. I'm here. You know, I'm live. Hey, that's all I can ask for.
Yeah, I'm just trying to stay exactly. I'm just trying to stay cool out here. You know what I
mean? Right. I was over at the Plateau. You know, the place called the Plateau where everybody go. Everybody was out there today.
Oh yeah.
City of Dreams Coalition. Those E-Nest was out there. You know, I'll talk a little bit about 1122 Studios and some of the stuff that that we're doing as it relates to this and everything. But I'm just happy to be here.
Okay.
We're happy to have you. Thank you for joining us once again.
Yeah. So tell us about the event Philly Got Barz. Like, what inspired it for you? Like, why did you feel like the culture, us as a whole, needed the event, you know? And why did you feel like you were the perfect person to, you know, give this to us?
All right. Well, first of all, I got bars. I've been at this since like 1991. I'm from New
Okay,
York,
okay,
y'all.
okay.
I mean, Philly got bars, but if it wasn't for the Bronx, this rap shit probably never would be going on, you know?
Okay.
So,
Fact.
but I want to just say, that, you know, I have a company that is in Philadelphia. We have been on, Germantown Avenue for many years. We've moved since then, but, 14 years, Mission Incorporated has been helping people start nonprofit organizations and raise money for their organizations. We write grants. We do a lot of planning, training, community projects. And so every year my company chooses an issue. And this year the issue is the gun violence that's been plaguing the city of Philadelphia. Philly Got Barz is our 2022 project. And I think that the reason for it, there's very few things that I, as a, believe it or not, when you work in a charitable space, right? You listen to people talk about different problems every day. You hear about people who have been victims of domestic violence. You hear about people who are suffering from, you know, HIV, from cancer, from diabetes. You know, these are all of the people in the community that I meet every day, and I help them to build and grow, you know, their mission and their vision. But when it comes down to me, what will really make me go hard is a couple things. Anything dealing with entrepreneurship, anything dealing with the theater, which is where I got all of this charisma, and the fact that gun violence is senseless death. And I just can't live in a world or exist in a world where I don't do something about senseless death that's occurring. So that was the catalyst behind me wanting to do this project.
Heavy respect to that.
So, walk us into the theater background that you have, you know, because that right there jumped out to me the minute you said it. So
I'm gonna tell you a little crazy story. So, my first year of college, I was a freshman, and a very, very heavy weed smoker.
okay.
And you know, I got lit with these two Puerto Rican girls from Brooklyn, and they were gonna go audition for a play. And I went with them high, saying, I'm gonna get up there and audition for this play too. But I was just playing around because I was fucked up, right? So I got up there, and the part of the audition was to rap these couple of Shakespeare lines. So I got up there and did my thing, and the next day when I went to go look at the board, I had landed the lead role accidentally. And now I had to actually make good on this. Like, I had to be in this damn play.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, man, I can't do this. They were like, no, you can do it. You can do it. And from there on, I like fell in love with the theater, got a bachelor's degree in theater from the State University of New York at Albany.
Right on.
And, you know, just like, the arts have always been a part of, you know, my life, my chemistry, my makeup.
So is that like part of like the inspiration of wanting to make it like a rap kind of connection with the gun violence? That way you still bring the art.
I mean, as I mentioned before, like back in 1991, I used to open up for famous artists as like a 14-year-old girl. You know what I mean? I opened up for Onyx, Grand Puba, the Fushnikins, Queen Latifah, like a lot of old school acts in upstate New York. My rap name at the time was Soft Spoken, which couldn't be further from my personality, right? But yeah, so I mean, hip hop has always played a huge role, you know, in my life from me being a young girl. And I just really felt like hip hop has so much power and influence over the lives of like young people, particularly in the age range that's at risk for violence, for gun violence.
So was there a natural migration from New York to Philadelphia, or was Philadelphia calling you artistically And that just so happened to be one of the reasons why you have platforms such as Philly Got Barz.
Yeah. So back, I came to Philadelphia for the first time during the Million Woman March.
Oh.
And at the time, because of the area of New York that I'm from is very diverse, but Philly was like the blackest place I had ever been in my life. So when I came to the Million Woman March with a group of, it was a college group, a black college group, and I got on somebody's shoulders, and there was black people as far as the eye could see, and I was just like, this is where I belong. I'm like, these motherfuckers have black mayors and shit here. Like the opportunities for someone like who looks like me to do more in life, this was the place for it. So I tried a couple times to come here, and then eventually I came here back in 2005, and I've been here ever since, just doing the work. I'm now like part Philly girl now. Like I'm half New York, half Philly now, because I feel like I just been in Germantown at that. You know what I mean? Like that's real Philadelphia. So I feel like sorry, no offense to anybody from any other parts of the city, but you know, I rock it.
Speaking facts now.
But I feel like you know, came here and just like fell in love with Philadelphia, fell in love with Philadelphia rappers, just fell in love with Philly swag, with all the blackness, all of our businesses, all of our greatness, and I'm not going nowhere.
Right on.
So what is it about the Philly rapper that you enjoy, you know? And what type of talent are you looking for as far as the contest as a whole?
Yeah. Okay. First, the Philly rapper part. Philly rappers got a little griminess to them that you don't find in other top artists. It's like, you know, like they say, you can't respect nobody who don't live what they rap. And like I feel like Philly cats really be living this shit they're rapping about. And you know, I'm gonna always give respect and preference to what is real, even if it's uncomfortable. You know, so that's what I like. That's my personality is very real, and I just like when I see real, recognize real. You know, so like I just kind of like that about the Philly rapper. They got like a little New York thing to them, but they got something that's extra, like something that's grimy, like a washcloth on the head with the baseball cap type shit, you know? Like that's the thing I think like separates Philly rappers from New York rap. Plus New York rappers, they talk a lot of shit though. They say a lot of shit. Like we're known shit talkers. You know? We have very expressive ways of describing stuff, you know what I mean? And everything. But it's something about there's like a seriousness to the Philly rapper. You know what I mean? There's like a fuck around and find out type thing that I like. Yeah, so as far as you know, the contest, I'm really just looking for real. Like we're not censoring any of the artists for this. We want people to submit videos that are true to their real voice. We want to hear what the streets have to say. The streets are screaming right now. We want to hear what they have to say. And, you know, that's been a bit controversial. I'm not going to lie about this project, was because the first thing people said to me was, you know, are you going to allow rappers to talk about violence? I'm like, it's happening. You know what I mean? Like, if that's what they're seeing around them, you know, maybe now is an opportunity to listen. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've been going up to some young bulls on the street. I would say young bull the way I say it. That's okay, because I'm not from here. I hate when people make fun of me for how I say that. But I was going up to some young gentlemen out in front of what they call poppy stores here, handing out my flyer and just talking to them. I'm like, yo, you're not afraid to roll up on us like this? I'm like, the work is out here, not inside the air conditioning. You know, so I've been going up to them. They seem to be very interested and excited. You know, everybody's little nephew that act up can rap, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, just handing out the flyers and stuff. They've been saying, yo, Ma, can I follow you on Instagram? Follow me on Instagram. I went from I only got like 200 followers, but that's 200 followers in the past 2 weeks. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that people don't know when they're looking at that follower count. It's low, but I did that shit with a backpack in the last 2 weeks. Like this page didn't really have anything on it. So it's working, but this is the hard way to do it. You know what I mean? This is the grind right here. Like sneakers on, you know what I'm saying? Hennessy couch in the backpack. You know, that's kind of how I've been doing it.
The numbers stick better that way too. You know what I mean? It's the harder way, but you know, I can attest to people in Philly that I know that do it from the mud, that do it from the dirt. You get people that appreciate you a lot more than doing it just the strictly digital way. You know what I mean? Where it's just like disconnect. You know what I mean? You go 4 or 5 years without seeing somebody and they still remember you because they saw you off of the street. They saw you, they resonated with that energy in person. So we commend you on that. We commend you on that.
Yeah, I was starting ciphers in the middle of the sidewalk and shit with people, like, cause they were like, "Yo, you want to hear me right now?" Thinking I was about to give them $2,000 on the spot, but like that's not how the contest works. But they were like, "Yo, let me spit for you right now." I was like, "Let me start off first." They weren't expecting that, and then we just got a little street cipher. I have some videos and stuff of me just starting street ciphers with people during Doom Day and Juneteenth and stuff. Like I said, I've been out here about to go to 1122 Studios tonight for some stuff. I'm just going to be in the mix until August 27th.
Right on.
Yeah.
All right. So do you guys, all right, so how does the submission work? Are you taking artists, their original work, or do they have to rap on different beats? How does the whole concept work?
We've been getting all kinds of submissions. We've been getting people with no beat just sitting in their car. We've been getting people who already had whole videos made with like bitches in the background and stuff, and like, you know, so you could tag whatever video you feel best demonstrates your skills. Now, don't do a whole bunch of talking in the beginning of the video because Instagram does not give you that much for us to repost. So the way we're going to be reviewing all the videos is through my thread of people who have submitted. So we're going to watch those on July 10th. And hopefully by the end of that day, we'll have an idea who we want to invite to come and compete in August. But they have to tag a video at Real Mission Inc. and use the hashtag Philly Got Barz by July 8th at midnight in order to be entered into the contest. Excuse me. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. That's how I met you.
So
I was trying to cipher with you outside the art gallery. That's how I met you, trying to start a cipher with you.
I know, we just wasn't, well, I'm not a rapper, you know, and well, it was only one rapper amongst us. And he was hosting the event, so.
Yeah.
I'm more of I'm a listener. I appreciate the arts, you know, like I definitely get my favorites, or I definitely have a love for the culture of rap, you know, like, but as far as like flowing, nah, that's not really my specialty. Like, I stay in my lane.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I want to talk a little bit about the violence.
All right, let's go.
I want to talk about the violence because, you know, I think so. The majority of the gun violence victims in Philadelphia are Black males, Black and Hispanic males, but Black males largely between the ages of 20 and 24 years old. That's like right in that nugget, right? That's self-extinction right there. If our men are not living past 24, you know, that's like right around the time when people are starting to think about starting families, you know, and we're going to have, I mean, Black women already have a hard time like finding eligible, you know, men. And, you know, we can't keep taking ourselves out like this. So, I mean, I feel like hip hop catches a bad rep. I've definitely had some of the more establishment types try to explain to me that I'm planning to stop violence with the very thing that's causing violence. But think about it. Have any of you guys been in a bad mood or in a bad situation where you would have probably slapped the shit out of someone, but instead you just put on some like DMX? You know what I mean? There's plenty of people who have not commit violence because of hip hop. You know what I mean? Who
Let's
were
talk
able,
about it.
who were able to use, hip hop and just music in general as a way of getting their feelings out, and not going and doing that next level, that next level thing.
I dig it. So I have a question, and this is in regards to the concept of this contest, pardon me, regarding gun violence and a possible way of how you might be picking who the winner would be. Now, we have many styles here in the city, in Philadelphia. There's many styles. There are many artists of all different backgrounds, many flavors, many tones. So if you were set before you, if you had two artists and these were the finals, you know what I mean? You already ran through, you was like, all right, this one it, and you had a real grimy, gutter, straight from the trenches Philadelphia rapper, and when he spit them bars, you just felt it. You knew it came from a harsh place, versus a person who might not have been as entrenched in those atmospheres and that energy, but had more of an uplifting message mixed in with some rhetoric and some playful ways that they decided to play around with their words. How would you determine who would win in an instance like that for this contest?
I'm gonna say personal preference, because I just, I'm probably going for somebody grittier, you know what I'm saying, and grimier. But like, first of all, peanut butter jelly time is not gonna get it. So like, when I say peanut butter jelly time, I'm talking about like, there's a segment of younger rappers right now whose hip hop is just the laziest shit I ever seen in my life, right? And that's not to say I'm not open to somebody who has that style but has figured out how to be brilliant with it, right? Because there are people that I feel have been brilliant with it, right? But like, at the end of the day, I personally need somebody to like be saying something, even if what they're saying is all wrong and like no one should ever say this, right? I still need for someone to be saying something, right? We're not here to all waste our time. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't want to bring people into a gymnasium and have somebody peanut butter and jelly time them to death,
Yeah.
So I want there to be, because we're not beating people over the head during this with the anti-violence talk, right? We're not going to be getting on stage making long drawn out speeches about violence or whatever. This is purely about the music. It's purely about the action itself of getting them off the street that night and having someone potentially win $2,000 when they would not have made that on the block, you know what I'm saying, that evening. And having access to people in the music industry while they're there and other relevant community resources, I'm not signing anybody up for Verizon and shit, you know what I mean? Or Comcast, just to be fair. Like, I'm making sure that the organizations that are tabling at this event make sense for what the event is about. And that means any organizations out there that are dealing in like trauma counseling for people who have gone through loss related to violence, any organizations that are registering folks to vote, because I feel like that's, there's some systemic issues or whatever that are related to this. Again, I'm not beating people over the head with the political of it, right? But it's like making sure people have access to the resources, making sure there's music studios there. So if they want to, after this, if they don't win, there's still that impact, right?
Yeah.
So that's very important to me. Anybody who has ever done or seen one of my projects knows I don't need a bunch of people that are there for no reason. I need actual impact. And it might be small impact in terms of the larger scale problems that we have, but I have to do something. You know what I mean? And I feel like if I lead by example and I do something, then someone else does something, and then someone else does something, and someone else does something. That's the way change and happens. It doesn't happen when we all go, oh, look at she's doing that little event. Well, we'll see what happens with it. And then no likes, no comments, no nothing, and just staring. Like we're like a culture of voyeurs, like of watching other people and not fucking doing anything. And then being quick to get on and be like, oh my God, I hate it here. And it's like, you're part of the problem. You know what I mean? Because I will be honest with you, in the beginning of working on this process, I was like, man, you mean to tell me that a bag of greasy oxtail got more fucking likes on my page than solving the violence in Philadelphia? Like, and until we gotta work on that.
Yeah.
That's fucking us right there. You know what I mean? That's us right there. That is nobody else to blame for that. That they're like, oh girl, you right, them oxtails probably was hitting. You care more about that than the death and destruction, you know what I'm saying, that's occurring in our city. So it could be an algorithm thing, but I just think that that we just gotta pay attention to what we're paying attention to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understood.
I mean, maybe watching it on social media might be an algorithm thing, but you see it in the neighborhood. So like, I definitely dig with the cause because, as you said, gun violence is at a high rate. I think like last time I checked, it was like at the highest rate it's been in Philadelphia in the past 7 years. So like it is time we start addressing it, and it's like that elephant in the room that no one. Guns in general is becoming that elephant in the room. No one is addressing. Like it's becoming too active. Like it's happening. Shootings are happening in the schools, the churches, the supermarkets. It's becoming now where you're not safe nowhere. Like we gotta really start addressing that. Like it's really got to be addressed. Yeah, because it's easier. It's probably easier to get a gun nowadays than get a pack of cigarettes.
I mean, it used to be that like women and children were off limits. You know,
That's Wild Wild West now.
You know, it used to be like we're seeing an uptick in like innocent bystanders getting taken out. At one point, I started trying to calculate if the city of Philadelphia has a little over 1 million people in the population and 1,000 people die per year, how long it would take for me or somebody close to me to be taken out. Like, it's sad when you get into the point where you're calculating, like, when you gotta move by. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because you might be taken out in any type of place too. You know what I'm saying? Any type of place now. Just eating, mind your business.
They was shooting down South Street. That's supposed to be off balance. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be neutral for everybody. Like, it's just like I can't even enjoy a night out on the town.
Yeah. And can we get to trying to solve them as fast, the ones that are happening out here? Can we get to trying to solve them as fast as we got on the one that was on South Street? Because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, there's a lot of things that are contributed to this violence, but institutionally, we are fucking failing. I'm going to curse because this shit makes me mad.
This is shit. Talk your shit.
All right, but like, we are fucking failing at holding anybody accountable for shooting anyone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it'll be in broad daylight with cameras. Right? You know, like, how are we not solving these things? Now, they no longer are supposed to be like stopping you for little shit like your, you know, plates and the little tickets on the window, stickers on the window and shit. So y'all got time now. You know what I mean? Like, y'all got some extra time in not doing some of those other types of stops. And I just feel like if I'm doing a bad job at something, just my personality, if something is not working, I don't do more of the thing that's not working. I don't do other shit I know definitely isn't gonna work. I try to come up with, you know, solutions. I try to come up with, you know, ways to, you know, something that I feel will have an impact, right? And I had this guess in my mind. If I go to the streets and say, who got bars? People might listen to me if I ask that question, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where we got to start, right? If we go, hey, who wants to go and see Moana or Aladdin out in the park tonight? You're getting no takers outside the Poppy store. I'm just letting you know, you're getting no takers for that. But I knew that if I approached them and was like, yo, do you guys know anybody who spit? Y'all know anybody who got bars? Like, I got bars, or my cousin got bars, or, yeah, I'm going to take that or whatever. Now that first level of engagement has happened. That's necessary, right? With the exact people that we're trying to reach, right? So if I can, every single young man or woman that I can get to actually take my flyer and follow me on Instagram or listen to me is a new relationship I can have with them later about how to start a business, about how, if they need Pampers or if they need formula, like it's access. And from a trusted source because they met me in person on the street. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this has really been all about.
What's the incentive for $2,000 for the winner? Like, you can't beat that. Like, come up with 2 rags legally,
Yeah, for 45 seconds of spitting. So I mean, like, and we knew we had to go with a pretty decent prize amount, you know what I'm saying, to make it attractive. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, we've been getting submissions, but I feel like the buzz is, I think some people are waiting until closer to that deadline. Some people have been watching who's already on there and being like, yeah, I got these niggas. You know what I mean? Like, just waiting. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody is literally like shooting a whole Pootie Tang like style, like music video or something right now, planning to enter. But I mean, I really like the ones that they go from organic to YouTube to all different types of stuff people have been sending. I would say out of there's about almost 30 or so entries right now in the last couple of weeks. I think like 25 of them got bars.
Nice.
In my opinion. I'm not going to tell you which 5.
But you got a few that stick out in your mind.
It's going to be hard, I think. At least for me, it's already hard because a lot of people who submitted earlier, right? I've been watching their stuff for a minute, so I've been watching them over and over again, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like that. So already, if I was one of the final judges in the seat, I would have a hard time figuring out who I was going to pick to be the winner at this stage. And I don't even have all the entries in yet.
How many judges are there going to be? Like, judges?
So there's a private group. There's 2 rounds. So the first round is the online. You got to qualify, right? So that's the July 8th, submitting your videos or whatever. July 10th, the secret committee gets together. We're going to watch all the videos. The secret committee is going to choose, who we're going to invite, right? Now, the number of contestants for that is open because I feel like if I have in my mind, I want 12 or something like that, there might be like 2 others that just got to be in it. So that's going up, you know what I mean, to 14, 15 maybe or whatever. So it really just depends on the submissions. I'm not going to have everybody there all day. So there will be a cap at some point. Like we're not going to listen to 30 artists that day. But we're going to figure out who's going to compete. Once those people are chosen to compete, they're going to get to select from 5 beats. Some people might use the same beat, so they're going to get to select from 5 beats. And then,
what genre of music?
What genre?
Yeah, it's going to be a hip-hop genre? Or
it'll be hip-hop beats, but it'll be hip-hop, a variety of different types of hip-hop beats. So that if you have a certain type of style, I think if you could spit, somebody could put, I could spit. Somebody put a beat on, I'm rocking to that beat. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be another thing. If like somebody who's good online might not necessarily be good in performance. Somebody who's good at freestyling might not be so good, you know, practicing something for a contest. Like if I were you gotta be a ill freestyler to come to a contest and win with a freestyle. Like you better prepare. Like right, you gotta write something for this probably because you don't want to. I mean, you gotta be real sick to take that risk. You get what I'm saying? You gotta know your freestyle is together. You agree or no? Like if you were in a
No, I
contest,
agree. Like
would you
I'm
take
nodding
the
my
risk?
head because I'm in for agreement. You know, I'm in for agreement.
Yeah, I mean, if you were in a contest, would you take the risk of freestyle unless your freestyle was fire?
I
You know
mean,
what?
even then, go ahead, Jetty, because you're an artist, so I want
I
to hear your
was,
perspective.
I was gonna say this because you know, being from New York too, and having moved around in New York a few times, there's actually an organization up in New York, Lower East Side, called End of the Week, EO Dub,
Mm-hmm.
and they do contests too. They do open mics and they do contests, and they celebrate the freestylers. So it really
Mm-hmm.
depends. It really depends. I understand where you're coming from with it though, because if we're talking about a contest where, you know, the forum is open, you know what I mean, you're inviting people of all ilk that are nice with the pen regardless. You want to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you got your bases covered. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think that's gonna be interesting. That is something that we'll be looking for, like in the videos, like can this person get on stage, regardless of how they're gonna approach this? Can they get on stage and give us a show?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's something that we'll be looking for. My host or Aunt Brown Entertainment. He's a really amazing young guy that I met a couple months ago, and he actually performed at Odunde. Really dope, positive rapper, really interlinked with, you know, the younger generation, because I ain't no spring chicken, so I gotta make sure I bring in the right people. And that the committee, the silent secretive committee, will be a mixture of people of different ages. So yeah, so I don't know if Drake's new album would make the cut for this particular contest.
I like that though. Like I like the dance feature,
but
but no, this hip
but
hop.
you know, Beyonce's would, so no, I'm just kidding. And I'm not trying to show any favoritism. There's been women submissions, which I really like to see, like females with the pen. Fire. And I mean, all of the submissions for the most part have been really good. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes in. Um, but yeah, so I'm real hype about it. Now we have other cash prizes. So if you don't win a 2,000, second place is 500 and third place is 250. We're trying to, you know, feed the streets. You know what I'm saying? We wanna bring organizations together and bring people together for this and just have a good time, celebrate hip hop, you know, the
Yeah.
beauty of hip hop, the beauty of blackness, and do our thing. So very excited about it.
Right on. It sounds very exciting too. And once again, we want to commend you on that because, you know, you got to be able to understand how to talk to the streets. You know what I mean? And it's like you said, you know, if you go on the corner and you're talking about, hey, you know, I want everybody to join up and watch this Disney movie. You might get a couple of heads that have families, but you know, it won't be as plentiful as when you're asking somebody not only to come but to work for something. You know what I mean? Because it's not like you're just asking people who got bars to come and then you're picking at random. No, it's like you gotta work for this. Like if you really think you have what it takes in a city that's known throughout the entire industry, every executive, every artist in the industry knows that Philadelphia is the zone to go to as a testing grounds, as a proving grounds, because every corner you turn, you're gonna find somebody that got bars.
Mm-hmm. And it's not easy, I'll tell you, because one, I sound like this. I've sounded like this my entire life. Like, oh my God, how are you, Becky? I've always sounded like this, right? But underneath that voice is somebody who has been through some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who's experienced things in life. You know, I'm a breast cancer survivor. I found out I had breast cancer during COVID. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so some of the realities, the harsh realities of life or whatever that these young men and women have been experiencing are things I've already gone through. You know what I mean? Don't let the degrees fool you. You know what I'm saying? I grinded to do big things in my life, you know, and I wanted to be able to, like, there was nobody that was there for me. Nobody led the way, you know? So my mission in life has been to make sure that no one else is without someone to help lead the way. So all of these little projects that I'm doing, the next one I'm about to tackle, I'm about to go back into this voter education, you know, thing next, because there's a lot on the line for us right now. And we don't know, some of us don't even know what the 3 branches of government are. Like, that's bad for the fight that we have ahead of us. So that's my next project. I wanted to move on. I just got done doing voter education. That was the project before this one. But I gotta go back to this shit because we are in trouble if we don't get it together. I'm already seeing people right now saying, you know, don't talk to me about voting because it's not gonna do anything. Y'all don't understand how this works. Like, us not voting is why this is happening. Like, those people voted, and those people who are there right now are writing the fucking laws. And soon the laws are gonna be like that we can't exist on the books, though. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's not on the books. It's about to be on the books that we can't exist, that our Black bodies can't exist. So, yeah, I'm gonna nip that shit in the bud right after I'm done working on this. And then I want to get at a sensitive topic, which is the over-sexualization of the Black woman. That's gonna be project number 3, because I'm seeing some things out here right now that are very concerning to me as it relates to women and the value of a woman in this day and age. So yeah, I just go with what is affecting my community at any given moment. And if I gotta shift gears in a second, I shift gears in a second. But currently, I want to see the power of hip hop to speak to the issues of violence.
We appreciate you for doing that.
Yeah.
So we coming to an end for the show, but we have a tradition here at PVM where we leave lasting words with the audience. So, with this said, I'll start off and then I'll give it to you, and then Jeide, you can bring us on home. Okay. All right. So, because of everything we spoke about today, I'm going to say, put the guns down, pick the books up, pick the mic up. You know, tap into the arts, create with your people, love one another, and let's leave the violence alone. And then I'm gonna just pass it to you guys.
All right. Einstein said, we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we use to create them. That's what I want to leave you with. Follow at Real Mission Inc. on Instagram so you can learn about Philly Got Barz. And let's see who's gonna get this bread.
And when's the final submission date for Philly Got Barz?
July 8th at midnight is the deadline. Follow at Real Mission Inc. Hashtag Philly Got Barz. Watch the videos. Follow the contests. Thank you.
Show some support.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. And mine is real simple, man. We just gonna re-emphasize this for the artists that's in the city right now. July 8th, midnight deadline. Y'all pay attention. Y'all tune into at Real Mission Inc. Philly Got Barz $2,000 grand prize. If y'all got bars, don't let your pride get in the way of your pockets getting fat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all tune into at Real Mission Inc. and y'all get down with the program. We salute, we commend you, and y'all got our support through anything that y'all doing. This is an admirable and noble enterprise that you're embarking upon, and we salute that. We give you your flowers.
Thank you.
And please let us know when you start your other events as well for the ladies and
Will
for the
do.
voters' right as well. Like,
Yeah.
I especially
will
want to
do.
know about the voters' right.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Well, thank you for coming and joining with us. You know, guys, make sure you please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Positive Vibes Maybe. Shout out to T-Shirt Mercenary, the official sponsor for PVM, responsible for all our merchandising. Tip and DMs for that. Fly over to Fly Mile Catering for all your smoothie needs. And we'll see you guys. What's today? Sunday? So we'll see you guys Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Positive Vibes Maybe. Until then.